sí. Ya. Como normal, ¿ves? Como que yo me fui al barbero y me rapé.
Claro.
Pero ni por su cabeza, ninguno de los dos que me lo dijeron pasó. Mi hermano no me preguntó, no se detuvo a mirar, pero los otros dos vecinos sí. Ellos son un poco más, siempre están buscando, oye, los zapatos y, oye, esto y aquello, como ellos llevan tiempo aquí, llevan 30 años aquí. Yo llegué hace poco.
Ajá.
Ellos siempre están, cuando yo voy ahí, me están
Pendiente a lo que
están sacando ahí.
Ajá.
Oye, ¿cómo va el trabajo? ¿Cómo va aquello? Oye, te veo bien, mira esto.
Ajá.
Lleva una camisa de béisbol. Coño, de los Yankees, coño, que voy a... Oye, esa gorrita, siempre están en la gracia, ¿sabes? Y rápidamente me dijeron, nada más que me vieron, los dos. Porque son dos casas, dos vecinos diferentes. Bueno, uno vive, mi hermano tiene la casa, mi mamá tiene su casa y atrás tiene una traila que la renta, ¿ves? Y uno de esos muchachos vive en esa traila, el otro sí tiene, vive al lado, en una casa. Y siempre están ahí. Ellos sí, todos los fines de semana comparten ahí, comen y toman en casa de mi hermano. Yo los conocí por eso, ¿me entiendes? Yo los conocía así. Y sí, enseguida me miraron, oye, esta es la isla, fíjate, que es rapa, fíjate, que es una rapa ahí. Pero con su mente pasó que era eso.
Wow.
No.
Pues me alegro mucho porque esa es la idea, ¿me entiendes?
Claro.
Invertiste dinero en algo pues para que te veas mejor y
ese otro señor que le digo es un, más o menos, no sé, menor que yo, tendrá unos 40 y algo, 44, 45.
Ajá.
Él trabaja ahí en ese restaurante. Yo lo veo casi todos los días que voy ahí, yo trabajo mucho ahí, lo veo. Ya nos saludamos, ¿qué hay? ¿Cómo va la cosa? ¿Cómo va la pinta? Pero nunca había ido ahí sin gorra o sin gorra. Jamás. Y entonces, cuando yo me dijo, no te conocí. Porque nunca me había visto sin gorra. Es decir, que no tiene cómo pensar que yo me hice nada, porque como nunca me había visto, simplemente asume que yo soy así.
Bueno, me alegro. Voy a hacer unos videos, ¿oíste? Para que cualquier cosa me veas hablando en inglés para...
Sí.
Hello everybody. You guys have any questions about what we're doing? Feel free to comment below and I'll be answering as we go. For those that doesn't know what we're doing today, this is Scalp Micropigmentation. This is a procedure that stimulates hair follicles into the scalp. It's a really beneficial treatment for those that are suffering of hair loss. Usually those that has a severe case, people that are not candidate for a surgery or neither a treatment. And the last resource would be to perform scalp micropigmentation. Definitely is a boost of confidence. I've had it done on myself. I've had mine done for like 10 years already. And I decided to learn and perform these services to people that are suffering just like me because if it's done correctly, it's definitely a an advantage to offer this service to anybody, especially in your area. If you guys can comment the country or the state that you're in, where are you guys from? Can you guys hear what I say? Oh, East Texas. Okay, East Texas. That's good. What's this does? Someone know? This is scalp micropigmentation. This is actually a hair tattoo. For those that don't know the terminology of SMP, it's essentially a pigment that's going into the surface of the dermis, replicating the follicle. It's a permanent procedure. This could last up to 10 years without needing a touch-up. Depends on your lifestyle. If you're an active person, might need a touch-up within 3 to 5. If you're not, more laid back, you could be, happy without a touch-up for longer than that. No, it's not like plasma. Plasma is actually plasma is to it's a treatment that is being used um, to create regrowth. However, I don't like to do plasma to regrow hair because it's not as effective as other treatments. But there's a lot of clinics that offers PRP. PRP, I would suggest it more for to do a facial or to build collagen. That would be a treatment that I would recommend, but not for hair loss. Anybody else want to share where you're from, what state you're in, or what country you're from? UK, awesome. There's actually a lot of people in the UK. This is where SMP started actually back in the UK, back in the days around 2005. Right now, there's a lot of people in the UK offering this service. Very talented people as well. Guys, make sure to subscribe if you like what I do. We do help people that are suffering of hair loss by offering scalp micropigmentation, guide them with the hair transplant surgeries, and also treatments as well. Um, Ultimately, the best option is SMP because it's cost effective. It doesn't break your bank account, and the guarantee is 100%. You're gonna see results right away. And some of the feedbacks that you will get from your um, colleagues or your friends, they will not know what it is. They will never figure it out, um, because this will look so natural and undetectable. And that's the goal. That's actually the best compliment I could get for my clients, is to let me know that nobody knew that it's SMP, which is kind of like shooting myself in the foot because I want everybody to know what it is because I can get more clients. But with this type of procedure, you want to make sure that it's undetectable. I would just leave it up to my client if they're willing to open up and tell them what they got done. Once again, this is SMP. This is Scalp Micropigmentation. It's a head tattoo, just to kind of, for those that doesn't know the abbreviation of scalp micropigmentation, it's just another form of a tattoo, but it's not quite a traditional tattoo. Similar, but we under the same umbrella essentially. No, it doesn't hurt actually. It's a very minor pain because I'm not going as deep as a tattoo. So that's one of the facts that is quite differently from a traditional tattoo. And if for somebody that's like feel like they're really in pain, I use numbing to make sure that they're not that they have a pleasant session. No, none of that. We don't do none of that. Anyone else have questions? Anyone else is like suffering of hair loss or somewhat feeling that they're losing hair? ¿Sientes dolor?
No.
No? There you go, guys. I used to ask for a client if he feels any pain, and he doesn't feel any pain. I said there's gonna be some areas that are like sensitive than others, but a lot of people always ask that, oh yeah, is it gonna bleed out like a tattoo? There's no blood in the skin. So that could be another, way for you guys to know that it doesn't hurt as much as a traditional tattoo. Make sure you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm always gonna be here posting new content, new information. This is not a hair transplant. This is a scalp micropigmentation. This is a hair tattoo. That's actually a good question. Um, does that damage follicles in case he wants to do a transplant later? It does not damage the hair follicle. It actually does the opposite. It simulate the area, kind of like microneedling for healthy hair growth. However, in his case, he's considered a Norwood 7 on the hair loss pattern. So, like in this area, he will never grow hair because he already lost it. Right now, there's maybe quite a few hair follicles there that are pretty much dormant or getting ready to be to be dead. In other words, because he's not taking any type of medication or any type of um, he's not doing anything to regain or to recover his own follicles, um, because he already lost so much. The only way that he could grow hair in this area is by hair transplant, but he doesn't have enough donor area, doesn't have hair on the sides to be able to transplant it on top. So that's why he's doing scalp micropigmentation, because he's already been to multiple clinics in the area and actually in different states asking to obtain information about a transplant, and nobody wants to take him as a patient because they know that the hair loss is so severe that he won't be able to be happy with it, which is a good ethical answer, because I've actually seen other clinics that they take anybody just to make money out of people. Um, so I'm glad that he's going this route, just because one of the things that the transplants could do, especially for clients like him, is that it can create a lot of scarring on the back, and there will be no other way to re- to camouflage it just by doing what I'm doing right now, which is scalp micropigmentation. Um, One of the things he was mentioning earlier, whenever we first started this video, was that he decided not to wear a hat on between his second and third session, and a lot of people were giving him great compliments. They didn't know what he got done. They couldn't figure out that it was a hair tattoo or SMP. So that's the kind of feedback that you want to hear from people, from your peers or from family, especially if you don't tell them that you've done something about it. And that's actually the best compliment for me, because you don't want to do SMP on somebody that then people will realize that you have it done, because that defeats the purpose of getting this done. Oh yeah, LeBron is this is sap. He has spent a lot of money on hair transplants already. No, you can't not grow hairs without donor hairs. Um, you have to you have to transplant it from somewhere. We have done chest transplants. We have done beard transplant as well. But we have to find the area where we're gonna extract the follicles from and make sure that it grow nice and neat on the new areas. And the beauty about SMP is that, like in his case, he wanted to have a defined hairline. There are many different ways of how you can create your hairline. You can have a natural hairline if you don't like it square, if you want it round, or if you want it, different or just natural, just to follow your own hairline. Like you could definitely create what you like, what you depending on your taste. At the end of the day, we as an artist, we pretty much replicate and make it come to life when it comes to the hairline. In this particular case, my client, we created a hairline the first session, and he wanted to go lower about a quarter inch, which I was kind of like debating if we should have done that, because he was gonna make his forehead a little bit smaller. However, we decided to take the risk to please our client and to make sure that he's getting the hairline that he wants. Since he already invested money with us, we want to make sure that we're able to meet and exceed expectations. No, his scalp is not numb. This is without numbing. If he somehow feels some type of pain, or some type of discomfort, what I would do is I would actually apply numbing. But it does take time for the numbing to kick in. It takes about 45 minutes or so. And that's just time consuming. I could have been like pretty much like halfway done by that time. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'll do it if the client requests it. Um, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that providing a great experience. But like I said, the pain is so minor. Maybe like a 4 out of 10. Whenever I got mine done, I got mine done about 10. The first time I did mine was about 10 years, and then I decided to remove it and redo my SMP again. And I did that about 5 years ago. And I've done a couple of touch-ups here and there just to kind of make it look nice and natural and darker. So I've done quite a few touch-ups on myself. Yeah, so we're doing scalp micropigmentation. It's a hair tattoo. Yes, we're tattooing the hairline. We could do a whole fade with the hairline too. Look, all of this right here is a fade right there. Like we're fading from his bald to his natural hair follicles. So we're going in here and fading. It would be kind of like the opposite of fading from cutting hair. Instead of taking it out, we're actually adding. So we have to make sure that we're able to fade on the opposite side. If you guys haven't heard about SMP, like this is it's a procedure that has been done, and a lot of people have done it over the past. It's been in the industry for almost since 2005, so it's been about yeah, 20 years now. 20 years this been on, and people have done it. There's a lot of celebrities that had it done. There are a lot of people in the in any industry. We have done from doctors, lawyers. I mean, you name it. Any industry, we've helped people that are suffering of hair loss. And this is not for anybody that can do this procedure. It's not just about putting dots into the scalp. Like you have to know how to do it. And we do offer training. We actually teach people how to do this. You don't have to be certified barber or cosmetologist, and you don't have to be a doctor or anything. No previous experience required. And you can make a living out of this. But mainly this video right now is just to kind of help people understand what we're doing and just teach you guys what's the benefit of this. Like I know when you first look at it, you never seen it. Obviously, you're gonna say something funny. You're gonna think like that's crazy. But surprising, there's a lot of people that you see on TV that has SMP done, but you will never figure it out because it doesn't cross your mind that is a thing. But yeah, yeah, you can go bald. Like I said, you can go bald, but when you go bald, and this is the thing that a lot of people that has hair that always criticizes this procedure, they always say like, "Oh yeah, you just go bald, just shave it off." Yeah, but you're gonna have that horseshoe in the back. You're not gonna have a hairline. So just by shaving it and having a horseshoe, like people are you're gonna go out and let's say you go out to the mall or you go out to a restaurant or and then you meet someone or you say you meet somebody, they do eye contact, they automatically, the first thing that's going to come to their mind is like, oh, this guy's old, or this guy is he's probably older than me, or he doesn't have any hair or whatever, or maybe the person is just hiding his hair loss with a hat because they feel self-conscious. So like there's a lot of different scenarios that I could say or go about why it's important to do SMP. But like whenever I was losing my hair, I was only 20, 23, 24 years old, and people were like thinking that I was 38. Like, like definitely hair loss can make you look old. So that's another benefit why a lot of people tends to do SMP, because like if you're not dealing with hair loss and you over here just saying, oh yeah, just go bald, like yeah, you don't know what really goes into our heads and into our confidence level. Where you when you're out there and meeting people and some of the things that you're feeling about, yeah, it's a real thing. And when I meet my clients, man, we tend to connect a lot because like I know how it feels like when you're losing your hair, when people treat you differently, and I could tell you this because on first hand because it happened to me. Um, it happened to me whenever I would meet people and they would just like wouldn't really treat me the way I should be treated. And then whenever I got my SMP done, just differently, just a different interaction and different way of how people look at you. So, and also for those that, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, I'm already married. I don't need to look good. I'm already have a family, this and that and the third. Trust me, you also want to look into it, and you also want to make sure that you look good because your wife can also get tired of it, of looking at you overweight, bald. They're gonna think like, dang, this is gonna be my life forever. But you also have to improve yourself and and spark that love that when you first met your wife. You know, a lot of people just let it go, and they just let themselves go and not really take care of themselves. So this is kind of like a way to help you boost your self-esteem, and um, and to also, you know, start thinking about, you know, what's important. When I was losing my hair, I was like overweight. I used to weigh about over 200 and some pounds. And as soon as I got SMP done, it just gave me that confidence, and I started taking care of myself. It's hard to maintain, but something that's important. You have to have that routine, taking care of your body, because that's the only thing you have that's important. That's the only thing that's going to carry with you throughout your life. That's why you got to make sure that you find the right provider to do this procedure. Do not look for the cheapest. That's another problem too, when people they're trying to buy stuff for themselves, or they're trying to buy or they're trying to whenever they're looking for something that they want to get done on themselves, they're always trying to look for deals or for specials, or they're always trying to find who's the cheapest. And that's wrong, because you don't put a price on your image. Your image is so important. So you have to treat it as um you have to make sure that you just don't jeopardize your image. Like, I've met people that have gone through the wrong hands, and it's not fun, and they feel devastated because they made the bad decision. So there's a lot going on whenever you deal with people that are suffering of hair loss. That when I meet anybody that's going through it, I always try to make sure that I'm guiding them the best way possible. Because at the end of the day, this is a lifestyle. This is your livelihood. I mean, this procedure can run from $1,000 to 4,000. Um, Depends on the hair loss. But it lasts you a very long time. It lasts you up to. I mean, it's permanent. It won't fade away right away. It tends to fade over time, but it just depends on your lifestyle. Like I said, I've done my touch up about. I did my touch up recently, but I haven't done one since before that last one I got for like 5 years. So easy maintenance too. I know people that they go out there and they buy the hair fibers to hide their hair loss, and they feel so self conscious. Other people they go and get hair units or the wigs, and then they have to watch out if the unit will come off the head. With SMP, you simply keep it short. Take care of your scalp with sunblock. Put some anti shine, and you're good. You don't have to worry about nothing else. And when you're fixed, when you don't have hair loss as an issue, your mindset is your thoughts and the way how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself changes dramatically for the better. So what I'm doing right now, this is the fourth session. This is the last one. um, Pretty much working on detail, making sure that everything looks good, it looks even, making sure that I'm creating more texture, that I'm making it more darker, making sure that it's gonna retain for a very long time. Also, with my procedures, I like to give a warranty. I like to give um, when I like to give that warranty, meaning that if you don't like it, we can remove it for free. If in case that something happens or whatever the case might be, we always gonna take care of you. Because at the end of the day, it's about how I can be able to make you look good and make you feel good about yourself. That's our ultimate goal. If you guys look at reviews on Google and YouTube. You can look into the testimonials here. You can see that a lot of people in there, they're gonna tell you exactly how they felt when they came in here. And it's an open, they become an open book because they'll tell you. And if you want to speak with one of our clients, I'll be glad to share their contact info so you can talk to them too. I have people that always do that because and I get it, because it's a new thing for some of you guys haven't seen it, and you want to make sure that you're getting a good procedure. So I'm always here to provide and be helpful for everybody. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. If you have any question, we can you can always Google the company, and you will have the office number. I offer free consultation, just to kind of go over what you're dealing, and I kind of give you some of my best advice. And yeah, the phone number for the office is 336-264-0233. So if you guys have questions or anything, you guys can book an appointment and we could do a virtual consult where you can send photos and we will look at it and we will help you. Let me see some of the questions on here. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and send me a message. Google my company, and I just gave you my cell phone number, so you're good. I'll be waiting for your. So actually, when you turn 60, the skin, what happens is that the skin will be more transparent. The SMP would fade out some, and it will look lighter, and so it won't look crazy. I've actually seen older people with SMP, that had it done for more than 10 years, and procedure that I've done myself, and I'm like really thrilled to see how, seeing how it is, how it looks after 10 years, and when doing a touch up, it's a no-brainer. It looks 10 times better when you do a touch up on somebody who had it done for like 10 years. Remember, this is not a regular tattoo. This is SMP. It's different. It's a little bit different. The only thing that attaches us to be the same is the simple fact that we're implementing ink into the skin. But the pigment is the pigment. It's modified because we look into the skin complexion, and then also the depth and the way how we implement the pigment. It's a lot more superficial. So the hairline, I mean, it's a defined hairline. It looks like, he went to a barbershop and got a haircut. That's how it's gonna look. That's how he likes it. So I decided to do more of a natural hairline on myself. Everybody has different preference. So we respect that, and we recreate what they want. So a lot of times they show us pictures of how they want to look. For those that are just joining in now, this is Scalp Micropigmentation. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I will be glad to share more knowledge to you guys if you guys are suffering of hair loss, and tell you, giving you my professional opinion upon your case. to give you to answer some questions and doubts that you might have about your specific needs. Obviously, it's gonna look red because in other words, we're traumatizing the skin, and the skin is something that we have to take care of. So that's why we have to do multiple sessions. The redness will go away within a day or two, and then we'll start healing. And then once he heals, we'll see how it looks, and it will look really natural. I think it's part of him. No, this is not a hair transplant procedure. This is SMP. This is scalp micropigmentation. It's a form of a tattoo that it's going to replicate hair follicles into the scalp, giving you, in his case, will give you a look of a shaved head, shaved buzz cut. We will be camouflaging his horseshoe and dropping maybe 5 to 10 years younger, 10 years young. Ok, vamos a cambiar de posición, vamos a hacerte boca abajo. ¿Ocupas ir al baño?
Sí.
Ok, dale pues. ¿Cómo va quedando?
Todo bien. Bien.
So, any questions you guys have, I'll be glad to answer any of them. I see you guys have some great comments on here. For those that doesn't know who I am, my name is Victor. I am actually one of the artists here in Scalp Micro Pro in Greensboro that we specialize in hair loss. Our main um, procedures that we focus on is on scalp micropigmentation. Okay, this is a procedure that is being helping thousands of people. If you were to experience hair loss at an early stage, we actually do offer some knowledge and we do offer treatments for those. However, everybody's case is different, so we would like to just be able to give you a consultation prior. So if you guys have questions, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have plenty of content about hair loss. So, or if you don't see anything and you have questions and concerns, you can go to my website, or you can reach out to us directly. That's another method that you can do. So, we like to take every case more in a private setting to guide you the best way possible. One of the things that I recommend is uh, to understand what is your expectations. Expectations is the main thing. How do you want to look? You know, do you want to grow hair? Do you want to do this? Is your situation? Do you have enough donor area? Are you experiencing hair loss recently? Those kind of things is important. Your budget, that's another thing. I know that a lot of times we want to get a hair transplant, but we always looking for the cheapest. I just mentioned earlier that the cheapest is not the best way to go, or trying. Okay, so how much does this typically cost? So it depends. So uh, it could be 350 a session. It could be all the way up to, for the whole procedure, it could be from 1,000 to 4,000. Just depends on your case, but it's not gonna break your bank account. This is actually one of the cheapest option for hair loss because the longevity of it, it's permanent. So but you want to make sure that what are all the options you're a candidate for. This is considered the last resource. This is for most people that have severe hair loss. This is for people that already tried so many solutions and are not happy with it. Um, you know, so that's one of the things that I tell everybody. Don't just get convinced to get a procedure done just because somebody offers it. You want to make sure you do your research first. You want to make sure that um, you want to make sure that you know if this is exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, you can get hair back. As long as you have hair follicles, as long as you have donor area, you can definitely do that. And I know a right doctor that can help you on that. So yeah, it looks painful because the skin, especially in my client's skin, his skin is really light. So it tends to be, it looks red, but it doesn't feel any type of pain, not as much as a regular tattoo. And if somebody were to feel pain, we'd use numbing, so you won't feel nothing after the numbing. Yeah, go ahead, ask a question. TRX PTIC. My client's actually taking a break, so I'll have a few more minutes so we can get get started working back on the crown area. He had 3 sessions done right here, and you can really tell where he hair stops. So there's a few things that we gotta work on here, but it's pretty much look done. So we're gonna add a little bit more so we can make sure that it heals good. But before, when he came, he had a horseshoe right here. Yeah, it does happen. It does feel like itching, but I actually sent a aftercare kit with everybody, and to avoid that from happening, with some creams and stuff, so it can be a lot more soothing for the scalp. But yeah, you do tend to feel some type of itching and dryness sometimes. That's a good thing when you feel itching. That means that the skin is healing. That goes with anything that you do, any type of surgery, anything that you do in your, any type of procedure you do on your skin. Like, you're gonna feel that. That's with anything.